In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to use Docassemble to handle these kinds of PDF templates. Sometimes you're creating your own PDFs with Docassemble, but other times there are PDF templates out there such as this one that's already been created by the court that has these fields for you to fill out. You can fill these out using your browser or Adobe or another PDF handler, or you can upload them to Docassemble and create an interview to fill in these fields. So I found this PDF template online. I'm going to go ahead and download it. And once it's downloaded, I'm going to go over to Docassemble and go to my playground. You can see that I already have a YAML file saved here called prefill. This is where I'm going to be coding the interview. But the first thing I need to do is to go ahead and go to my Folders tab here and go to Template so that I can upload this PDF. I'm going to choose the file here and I'm going to click Open and I'm going to upload. I've already uploaded this PDF, so I'm not going to do it twice, but that's how you upload a template file to your Docassemble server. Once I've done that, it should show up here under the list of existing template files. I'm going to click back to go to my playground again. But before I start coding the interview, there's one more thing that I'm going to do that's going to make life very, very easy for me. Docassemble has a built-in utility that pulls the fields from these kinds of PDFs and gives you sample code to use. So over here under my username, I'm going to go down to Utilities and click on that. Up here at the top, there's a utility called Get List of Fields from PDF docx template. I'm going to use that. So under Choose File, I'm going to choose the file that we downloaded. I'm going to click Open and I'm going to hit Scan. And then you can see Docassemble has created a sample question for me. Here is your document and then a sample event, and then gone ahead and created the attachment block with all of the fields from this PDF. So all I need to do is highlight that, copy it, and then go back to my playground and paste it in. I'm going to save my interview and it's going to give me an error because it doesn't have an endpoint. So let's go ahead and put in our mandatory equals true designation and hit save. I don't see any errors on the right hand side, so that means I can go ahead and save and run this to see what happens. Okay, it looks like Docassemble has ended this interview and given me a copy of the PDF, and when we open that, we'll see what it did. So Docassemble filled out the word something for every blank here in this PDF. Every one. So I need to fix that, and the way that I need to fix that is to go back to my interview here and look at what it's doing. You can see here under fields that it's labeled the field that's showing up in the PDF. So we have plaintiff, case number, division, defendant. So you can kind of tell where these will be on the PDF file, and Docassemble is taking them in order. So plaintiff, case number, division, and defendant are very helpful labels. I can probably figure out where they go. Plaintiff is there, defendant is there, case number is there, and division is there. But then on the date field, it's just date 2, date 3, date 4, date 5, and so forth. So we can probably make a safe assumption that this is date 2, this is date 3, this is date 4, and so on. The reason that Docassemble is filling out the word something for each field is because the word something is right here. So what if I change the name of plaintiff to Jane Smith and hit save and run? That should mean that Jane Smith is now the name of the plaintiff, and there it is. But this is not really what I want to do. I want to have an interview that asks the user questions and then populates these values based on the responses to those questions. So the way that I need to do this is put in a value here that Docassemble will look for in an interview, and then fill that in with the value of that variable. So I'm going to create a variable here before I do anything else. And the way that I tell Docassemble to insert the value of a variable in an attachment block like this is I'm going to use some special symbols. I'm going to put in a $sign and then these curly brackets right there. And then I'm going to put in the name of my variable that I want to use up in my interview. I'm going to call plaintiff name. Remember to use an underscore here if you're separating out words, because otherwise Docassemble will throw an error because it thinks that these are two separate things. So you need to make sure that it is continuous and has an underscore between two words if you're using it this way. So if I hit save, Docassemble is going to get mad at me and show an error. Interview has an error. There was a reference to a variable plaintiff name that could not be looked up in the question file. Fair enough. So this means that I need to create a question that fills in the value for the variable plaintiff name. So what I'm going to do is create a question block and put in my question. What is the name of the plaintiff? Put in my fields. And I'm going to put no label because the question up above is fairly obvious. And then this one field is going to be plaintiff name. I can fill this in just by clicking here, typing it out. So let's see what happens when I hit save. All right, Docassemble's much happier now. It finds that there is plaintiff name and that it's going to ask that question and fill that in where it sees that it needs to. So if I hit save and run, it should ask me this question and I can put in the name of the plaintiff. If I hit continue, then it should fill this out and put in Jane Smith as the name of the plaintiff. So I can do this process for every value here. So case number, division, defendant, and essentially I would just be doing this, putting in my curly braces and putting in things like that, division, defendant, defendant name, and then if I hit save, you'll see I have some undefined names over here, and I will need to create fields for those or separate questions for those. It's up to you how you want to handle something like this. Sometimes you can put in just separate fields. I would want to change my question if I did that. And I want to put in a better label. Things like that. And then if I hit save, I'll need to do the same thing for case number and division number as well. So that's how you use a PDF like this. In the legal field, you'll probably encounter a lot of PDFs like this. Sometimes it's frankly a pain to fill them out like this. And if you want to create an interview for these, this is an easy way to do it, especially with PDFs that already have these fields filled out. Just remember that Docassemble can make life very easy for you by using this utility to get the fields from a PDF file. All you have to do is choose File and upload it, and it will give you the code that you can use in order to do it.